That part is so hard. I hate that part actually.
I don't know how.
I just, I just gibberish the whole thing and that part to be exact, and I just hope that you will accept it or like let it slide.
Oh wow. Wow, I'm trying to figure out how to add chat
and
because
I just
yeah.
hope that you will accept it
Oh, pop out chat.
or like let it slide.
I'm chat. Oh! So that's how I did it. Oh my god, you can hear my own YouTube. Wow, that sucks.
Fun.
Browser. Let me. Sorry, I'm fixing things. Chat?
Yo, chat. Hey, cookies.
Is it working? Yo! That's my YouTube chat. Oh, it looks so ugly. It looks so freaking ugly! How do I... Fuck this shit.
Make it look.
How do I
How
make it
do
look...
VTubers do it?
How do you... How do people... How... Okay, you know what? I'm not putting chat here. It's so ugly looking! I don't like it.
How do VTubers make their chat look so cute?
I don't know how to do shit. Yeah, I'm very scuff screamer. I'm so sorry. Anyway, hello. I don't know if any viewers remember me playing this, considering like the view counts for this series is like very low. But like, if you have, just to keep you guys up to date, this game has a second playthrough, so I dragged both of my friends to play with me. Okay, so I want to check if my saves are still here. They're not!
Oh.
Yo, that's freaky. Oh, alright, go introduce yourselves.
Who's gonna go first?
Graden is at the corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hello, my name is Graden, and yeah, that's my name.
Artist Chan.
Yeah, Artist Chan.
Hello, my name is Valora. I'm usually the one. I usually play last like with Hickey.
Yay!
I'm usually very loud, but I'm kind of in the middle of a burnout right now.
Okay, so let's start the game. You're running through a forest. Okay. But this shouldn't come as a surprise to you. You've been here before, haven't you?
Have we?
No,
Well, I have. I have, it's me! It is beginning to feel like you have been running for a long, long time. But the sun, despite the overwhelming weariness which assails your legs, has yet to rise. Why, I wonder, could that be? You are sure, as you run, that you have seen this all already.
Have we now?
You have seen the fractal pattern of the moon's milky glow as it spills on the uneven forest floor, and the trees which jut out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god.
Ooh, fancy.
You have seen wicked brambles which sought to ensnare you, and I might add, succeeded, and tree roots hooked like the choppy fingers of witches far older than I, which sought to trip you. You have cut your feet. You have torn your skirt. You have taken numerous paths, yet they all ended in failure. Once you had hope. Now it is gone. You have already given in to me. So why are you still running? Silly girl. Did you really think you could escape from me, after all I have subjected you to already? There's no use trying to escape from my embrace, and, if I may be so bold, I am hurt that you would even attempt it. Were you not happy with me? I was happy with you. But, no matter. You are a stubborn little chit, and perhaps you think that things will be different this time around. That is why you began to run. I can see, despite the fear in your eyes, that your resolve has not burned out, not just yet. A spark of it still remains, a spark that I mean to extinguish for good. It is pointless, you know, trying to escape from a witch's curse. In this forest of phantasmagoria, oh my god, official, sorry, constructed from my own powers, I am a creator goddess, Mother Earth, if you will. It does not matter how quickly you run, trampling the tall grass and the loose leaves and ugly spotted mushrooms underfoot. I still have you right where I want you, in the palm of my hand. I will not let you get away that easily. But, very well. If you insist on playing this little game, then I will indulge you. I will play along. We can do this all over again. Now, where were we? Oh yes. You are still running through a forest. It is late at night, and the sky is as black as pitch. There's nothing to light your way save for the moon's milky glow, but its rays cannot reach you, not properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. You cannot see where you are going. Even if you have commenced your flight at a more sensible hour, though, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. You do not know where you are going. You have no map, no route, no plan. You're running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind, none beyond the almost overwhelming impetus to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught, though it is too late, I suppose, for that. You have no choice, therefore, to keep going, on and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. You run and you run and you run until, at long last, you reach a fork in the road. There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. Well, 4, if you count the path down which you came. You cannot exactly double back on yourself, though. Why would you? We have put all that effort, after all, into running forwards, not just once, but twice. I doubt you mean to confront me. How can you, when you are so very afraid? I can hear your teeth chattering, you know. I can see your legs trembling. Your fear rolls off you in waves, more potent than any perfume. Your anxiety is truly staggering. It is a wonder, really, how you are able to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You will keep putting your feet in front of the other, though, no matter which decision you make. You will not turn back. How could you? You are far too cowardly. Now, the 3 paths are signposted, as well you know, which would be a strange sight, given you are so deep in the forest. But you ought to be used to strange sights by now. It is dark, but that does not matter. You have seen the signpost before, and you know full well where each path will lead you.
No, I don't.
I would say that fate is in your hands, but you and I both know that is incorrect. Your fate is, and always has been, mine to manipulate. Must we really go through this rigmarole again? You won't discover anything new, you know. The mermaid, the gravedigger, and the princess will not deviate from the scripts which have already been prepared for them. I did not, in all honesty, think to furnish any further responses for them. I did not think you would be seeing them again. But, no matter. If this is what you want, I shall provide it for you. Go ahead. Throw your life away, again and again and again. Be drowned by love. Be buried by love. Be consumed by love. Then, when you have had enough, and you can no longer stand, submit yourself once again to my embrace, and let yourself experience the love as precious few humans have ever before had the misfortune of experiencing. I'm saving here, so you guys choose. Because the order I went to was from top down.
We can go to the pretty castle, the mundane village, or the pretty shore.
I wanna go to the castle.
Okay,
Let's go
Val,
to the
you have to be ready to voice act as the narrator then.
Roger.
Yippee!
This is it. I don't know which was the narrator. So, you want to go to the castle? Good idea. All decent fairy tales tend to conclude in castles once they're... What's that?
Beleaguered?
Beleaguered? Okay. Once they're beleaguered, put upon heroines are finally able to wed the handsome princes they once dreamed of. Why bother trying your luck with the shore, which may very well be deserted, or the village, which will be full of dirty, barefoot peasants? It is far better to skip this suffering and go straight to the grand finale. That is very astute of you. I did not realize you had it in you to be so mercenary. I can only wonder what you will uncover during your moonlight maneuverings. The night is far from over, and your adventures are only just beginning. I hope only that you have brushed up on your curtsies. They might come in handy when one is interacting with the sovereign. Royals can be temperamental, after all. If you fail to treat them with the prerequisite amount of respect, you might come to regret it. You follow the path which leads to the castle, supporting yourself on weary, aching legs which feel ready at a moment's notice to detach from your hips. You are little more than a wisp of a girl, but you have been running for so very long, and your feet are so very numb. You feel like a great lumbering thing, clumsy and ungainly. The soles of your feet are screaming at you. You need to lie down, and quickly. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be your only hope.
Yeah. No, it's you
Your-
only hope.
Really? Just
Yeah,
okay.
that is a phrase.
You only hope, as you continue to run, that you will find a spare room available for you in the castle. You do not know what exactly will await you at the castle, but you have a vision.
Can you wait? I read a part, but I don't know if it was there. Wait, how do I go to the log? Options. How do I go to the log? How do I go to the log? Oh, there.
Just a backspace up, I think.
There we go. Let's go back
This
there.
dwelling will surely be full of finely furnished rooms in which you might rest your weary head. There must also be a king and a queen inside this castle, you ponder. Who will be kind and wise, and what of their children? Oh no. What of a princess? Every good castle must possess a princess who will take pity on you and your plight. You can imagine the face of this generous princess with ease, thanks to the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. The princess will be fair of hair and blue of eye, with soft pink lips pursed like rosebuds. Her limbs will be slender, her hands dainty and unsullied from physical labor, and her sensibilities will be sweeter than marzipan.
It's funny imagining this again. Like, she's trying to run away, but in the middle, she's just like, oh, this princess will look so beautiful. Oh, her blue eyes. Oh, her lips that are like
I still
roses.
don't know what marzipan is.
It's a dessert. It's a pastry, I think. Let's search it up. Because, like, this game has a lot of, like, big words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sweet pastry.
She will be kind to you and compassionate, just like an older sister.
Or more.
No, this is too early, dude.
This is a Yuri visual novel. I don't think it's too early to be gay.
But come on, please. Let her enjoy her fantasies before we get to that part. You do not know what older sisters are like, though, or younger sisters for that matter. You are only guessing. You are not a complete fool, however, despite your tendency to daydream, and you do have a few reservations. Monarchs or not, as you know from the voracious reading, have the best track record when it comes to caring for the peasantry. Was there not a very famous queen who once said, with a cavalier wave of her hand, that the hungry peasants in her kingdom should content themselves with cake if bread was not an option? That kind of sounds familiar for no reason.
It is. It's like, if there's no bread, let them eat cake.
Who would say that?
I think, wait, if there is no bread, let them eat cake. It's said by Queen Marie Antoinette.
I knew it!
I knew it as well, but I just wanted to be sure, so I had to Google it.
Yeah, me too. You want to know how I know?
It's just heavily referenced in a bunch of things.
No, I only know it from one media, and that's Mr. Peabody.
Oh.
You think that this might be a misquote, but the point still stands. Though royals are supposed to grant their subjects succor in their time of need, this does not always happen. In fact, it very rarely happens. Kings and queens and princesses and princes are just people at the end of the day, and they are subject to the same caprices that all humans are. They can also be careless and selfish and inconsiderate. There is no guarantee that this mythical princess of your imagination will help you. Why, there is no guarantee that this mythical princess exists at all. Still, you must try. It is this hope which keeps you going. You continue to run to the castle. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally you do it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that time had begun to lose all its meaning? The forest is behind you now, at least, and all the awful nightmares which dwelt within it.
You know, I just realized something. I understand why I like this, what do you call this? Visual novel. It's because it has the same writing style as I. He writes like this, where it's like mostly dialogue based.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, true. That.
Do you remember Your Tomorrow?
The one that he made.
Yeah, the visual novel that he made. It's similar.
That.
It's similar.
Yeah. I also like the write the writing of that one.
It is still cold though, and foggy, and very, very dark. The sun has yet to rise.
Hold on. Sorry. Messages.
Oh.
Ah.
Miku
Oh, by the
Cursor.
way, do you like my voice for the narrator?
It's a different spin on it than how I would do it. I think back then I tried doing a Faust voice for the narrator.
Smooth, elegant.
Foul.
But I'm no
Do
longer
you
Faust.
like?
Okay,
Do you like
continue.
it?
Yeah.
You can see the moon more clearly now, though, as it hangs over your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. The moonlight shines down upon the castle, which looms in front of you like a cliffside. The stone edifice. What is? I have no
Edifice?
idea what edifice. Kind of like the fice part. Kind of sounds like suffice.
Just continue.
Okay, the stone edifice of the building is imposing, and it drowns you in shadows darker than the depths of the deepest ocean. The castle is not all dark though, not like the night sky above it. When you crane your head, you can see that there are lights flickering within in the narrow, slitted windows. It would appear that somebody is home. The king and queen, perhaps? What of their servants? What, perhaps more pressingly, of their guards? You half expect, as you stand there, that an armored knight will accost you for daring to approach the castle of King and Queen so-and-so. Do you not know your place, foolish peasant girl with the dirty skirt? Begone with you! You are not, of course, a peasant. Your family is a wealthy one, or rather, they were, before your father made a series of poor financial decisions.
Ouch. Hitting too much like
Yep.
reality. For me. No comment.
Okay. You do not look like a young lady right now, though, with your dirty face and your dirty skirt, which is torn at the hem. If any guards were to take you for a
Vagrant.
it would not be surprising. But though you stand there dithering, your filthy fingers hooked in front of your filthy skirt, you do not hear any cries. Nobody sounds the alarm. Lights might be on the inside. Lights may be on inside the castle, but there is nobody outside of its perimeter standing sentry. There is nobody to impede your entry, and the elaborate iron gates which are set into the vast stone walls about the castle's exterior are open, just a crack. Ooh, that sounds very that doesn't sound right. That usually is the start of every horror movie, though.
It is a psychological horror video game. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh,
It would be a trivial matter to slip inside. There is nobody to stop you. Why are you trembling now, you silly thing? You have come so very far, it would be an act of foolishness to turn around now. Go on, go. You inhale, perhaps in an attempt to screw up your courage, which has, at long last, begun to fail you. And then you step forwards. You slide between the wrought iron gates, as stealthy and as secretive as a thief, then cross the path which leads up to the tall, imposing structure. The domed doorway, which leads into the castle itself, hewn from stone, is closed, but at a push of your palm, it swings inwards. The door creaks alarmingly as it opens, the sound loud enough to split the silence like a thunderclap. You inhale at this and glance around, your eyes darting hither and thither. If there are any guards posted about the castle's grounds, they should all have been alerted by that sound. Will they come for you at long last? What will happen should they catch you? Will they throw you in the dungeons? That does not sound like a pleasant way to spend a night. At least you would have proof. You would have a roof over your head, though, and you would not have to keep walking. Your feet really do ache. You stand there for an indeterminate.
Indeterminable.
You stand there for an indeterminable amount of time, your heart pounding a panicked, irregular rhythm in the base of your throat. But no matter how much time elapses, no guards come. You are thankful for your good luck, though it does make you wonder. Where is everybody? Why? It is almost as if all the people in the world have disappeared. Could you be the very last human left alive? You frown, then press your palm back against the door. You push less cautiously this time, heedless to the sound of which splits the silence. There is no point in worrying about the guards, not when they might very well be non-existent. Your entry to the castle secured, you then take a step forwards. The door swings shut behind you, and the resultant slam makes you jump. You did not expect it. Your heart knocks against your ribs, and with wild eyes you glance about. You're standing in a vast entrance hall, made of stone, which splits off into any number of passages. At the very end of the hall, meanwhile, there is a large, elaborate staircase, one which seems to extend to the heavens themselves. It is dark inside the hall, but there are numerous torches set in scones in the stone wall, which are aflame. They offer some relief from the shadows. You can hear the faint sound of the wind outdoors as it moans against the castle's impervious walls, but you cannot hear any footsteps. You cannot hear any voices. You cannot, more importantly, hear any people. Maybe the castle is empty. If that is the case, though, then who lit these torches? It is a curious conundrum. You muster up what remains of your courage, then cry out, addressing the empty hall in timorous voice which fails to properly fill up the space. Hello, you say, your eyes wide. Is anybody there? Your voice echoes through the vast empty hall, but it is met, yet again, with silence. You cannot say you are too surprised, but it is somewhat disappointing. Not one to be deterred, you try again and again, your voice growing louder with each subsequent attempt. No matter how loud your voice, however, it fails to reach any ears. If anybody is here, they do not seem to be particularly sociable. That, or perhaps they simply cannot hear you. Could they be in another room? Yes, that must be it. You will never find that pretty fairy tale princess of your imagination if you stand idle, you know? It is time to get to work. Put those legs of yours to good use. Not knowing what else to do, is there anything else you can do? You begin to explore. You examine the rooms first with the ground floor of on the ground floor of the castle, which are of a similar scale to the impressive entrance hall, large and richly furnished, but utterly unoccupied. After some time of aimless mindering, encountering nobody save the ghosts of eons past memorialized on portraits upon the walls, you muster the courage to ascend to the second floor. This floor, too, you examine, wandering through a seemingly endless series of hallways until, at long last, you find a door which is ajar. From between the crack in the door and the jamb, you can see flickering light. Irregular, yes, but it is light nonetheless. Could it be from a fireplace? That would suggest, then, that this room is occupied, unlike all the others. Perhaps the kindly princess you dream of will be waiting you in this room. It is with a trembling hand that you press your palm against the door. You push it. Then you step inside the bedchamber which unveils itself to you. Shyly, you stand in the threshold of the chamber, much of your courage extinguished, and gasp. The bedroom itself is gorgeous.
It looks like Harry Potter.
Does it? I don't know.
It looks like Gryffindor's quarters.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Hold on, give me a second.
I don't watch Harry Potter.
I have not watched Harry Potter. I mean, I've seen segments of it, but never fully watched.
I've watched it multiple times thanks to my mom. It is a chamber so luxuriant, not even the shadows can obscure the fine craft of the furniture within it, nor the rich patterns on the walls. Oh, hello?
Sorry, I'm texting.
It's fine, it's fine, I can take over. It is the girl inhabiting the chamber, however, who truly takes your breath away.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh,
Do you want to see the full design?
yes.
Please.
Ooh. I love the
She looks like
design.
she looks like she's giving
the dress.
sassy but sweet.
When I saw her for the first time, my first thought was Bowser.
True.
Bowdette, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Bowsette.
Sitting upon the velveteen sheets of the towering poster is a girl in a sumptuous red gown who seems to be of a like age to you. You do not have a clear view of the girl's face. Her head is bowed, her gaze directed downwards at her lap. You can tell from her hair, however, and from her slender calves which protrude from beneath the hem of her dress, that she is very pretty. The girl's hair is golden, just like freshly cut wheat, but it is the red of her dress which truly captures your attention. She is so striking, you cannot look away from her.
Oh god, I forgot about this.
And then it cuts to the doll.
That was so creepy.
Wow! The girl is not alone in her chamber either. She has a companion, though this companion is not half so endearing as she. In her lap, perched upon her velvet skirt, is a doll. The doll's hair, like that of her mistresses, is golden, though much of it is hidden beneath the bonnet. The girl is adjusting the china teacup held in the doll's tiny hand, while the rim of the cup glints in the light which exudes from the fireplace. If the girl is of similar age to you, It seems strange that she would content herself by playing with dolls.
You never know.
Is she not too old for it? This girl would be more at home, you decide, at a ball, wearing an extravagant gown, speaking with wealthy noblemen, perhaps even princes. She should not be sitting in what you presume is her bedchamber, adjusting a teacup in a doll's hand. But you are not afforded much more time to stand there, marveling at the girl, because she turns. She raises her head. Then her eyes meet yours.
You thought the girl pretty when you first observed her, sitting on the edge of her plush velveteen bed, examining her doll.
Now she is looking at you, however, her face illuminated by the flames in their grate. You can see that you were mistaken. She is not just pretty. She is beautiful, so much so it is breathtaking. She looks as though she has stepped out of the pages of a picture book. Kind of literally in our case. She is simply too perfect to belong to this world. Perhaps she is some kind of vision, a waking dream,
Walking dream.
a hallucination. But no, she is none of these things. The doll on her lap is a cold, hard thing made of porcelain, and it is unflinchingly, reassuringly real. If she were a mirage, surely she would not be able to handle physical objects such as this. It is strange, though. The doll, though immaculately made, looks oddly imperfect when compared to the girl who is holding it. She is so startlingly beautiful. She even puts man-made representations of feminine charms to shame. The sight of her makes you feel rather weak. You always have had a fondness to fair maidens, haven't you? You are rather hopeless when it comes to them, even worse than a knight errant from a courtly legend. Your aesthetic appreciation is not particularly ladylike, but, well, it is not every day a girl encounters an elegant beauty like this, attired in red, illuminated by the firelight. I suppose I can forgive you for this rudeness, as too can the girl. She does not seem to be the type to hold a grudge. Don't she? Oh, God, okay.
Oh! The girl says in a voice that's surprisingly enough far less refined than her appearance. It is good to see you. I've been waiting.
Has she? That is news to you. You blink, perplexed, a response on the tip of your tongue, but you are unable to expel it into the ether. The girl is settling her doll aside. Then she stands, the hem of her dress swishing about her legs. Nimbly, like a ballerina, she canvasses the space between you. Her room is so very large, there is quite a lot of space, then takes your hands in her own.
You must, the girl says, her eyes aglow with excitement, be my new lady's maid. It has been a while, but it's such a relief that you finally arrived. I knew that you would. You'd never leave me alone, not when you knew how long I was waiting. Oh, I'm so happy!
The girl's good mood is contagious, so much so you find yourself being swept away in it. You are tempted to accept any identity she might press upon you. You have never been a maid before, but you might not mind being this girl's maid.
That's one tongue twister, I just realized that. You have never been a maid before, but you might not mind being this girl's maid.
Ooh.
A lot of M's. A lot of alliteration.
Alliteration. She does not seem like a poor mistress to serve, not if she is always this kind. You cannot mask the confusion, however, which flickers across your face. You are not a good enough actress, and in any case, this is all happening too quickly. Why, you barely know this girl. Why is she being so very familiar? It is with blank bovine eyes that you examine the girl. Your befuddlement is pronounced enough that even the girl, despite her good mood, noticed it. She frowns. Then she says, her fingers sliding away from your own.
Or am I mistaken? Are you not my new lady's maid after all?
The disappointment in the girl's face is abundant, so much so your heart clenches. You do not know her. She is still a stranger, but you are struck all of a sudden with the intense desire to appease her. You do not want to let her down. The thought is devastating. You are not aware, you tell her, that you had applied to be her maid, but if that is what she wills, you will not be opposed to it. You pray that she forgives you, though, for your discombobulation. You come from a distant country, and you have traveled for many miles. You know not where you are, and you do not know who she is.
What? You don't know who I am?
It is regrettable, you tell her, but no, you do not know her, though that is no fault of her own. Why, you have spent such a long time running, you hardly even know yourself.
I like how in the narration, like, the narrator doesn't let you speak for yourself. And it really fits with the vibe. Basically, the narrator is also a yandere for us.
Oh, damn.
So,
yeah,
there's 4.
What is it? What?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Something in my
She's
embrace
a
at the
witch. I'm fine with explaining this because this is the second route, but I'm just keeping you guys up to speed.
Why? You have...
Oh, you already read that.
Okay, sorry.
Ah, so you are a fugitive then? From another country? I see. I won't pry into your past. I won't pry into your past then, if you'd rather forget about it. I don't mind sharing my past with you, though. Everybody in this country knows who I am, after all. Or at least, they should.
Now, this is quite the impressive boast. If it were to come from the lips of another, you would find it unpleasantly arrogant. You do not think, however, that this girl is trying to show off. You get the feeling instead that she is merely telling the truth.
If you don't have the pleasure of knowing me, then allow me to do the honors. My father and mother were the king and queen of this realm, and I am its princess. I've lived in this castle all my life, so I don't know much about the outside world, but I know that other countries do exist out there. I presume it is from one of these foreign countries that you come from. It is very good to meet you. I've always wanted to talk to somebody from overseas. It feels like quite the opportunity.
The girl giggles at this, and you smile in response. You tell her, unthinkingly, that it is your pleasure, really, to meet her, or at least you mean to. You only get halfway through this remark when the full gravity of what the girl had told you sinks in. You come to a stop. Then you stare. Did she just say she was a princess?
Yes.
Did the crown not make it obvious?
Yes, that is right. I'm a princess, and one day I'll be a queen, after I've done a little bit of growing up. My ministers don't think I'm ready to run the country just yet, but I've been doing my best at my lessons. One day, I'm sure I'll be the best queen there ever was.
So, she really is a princess. That makes sense, you suppose, given she lives in a castle, but it comes to us as a surprise regardless. You hadn't known before you entered this chamber that you were trespassing on a lady of such great renown. Again, the dress and the crown did not give it away. Why, if she willed it, she could have you executed for your carelessness. An ugly red flush creeps up your face, a flush which is far more lurid than the princess's dress, as you look to your feet. Bashfully, you stammer out a new address, that you are very sorry for intruding upon her, and you hope that she can forgive you.
Oh, it is all right. Excuse me. Think nothing of it. I don't mind, really. We all make mistakes. And anyway, you weren't to know. You said you weren't from around here?
You nod your head in silent affirmation. It isn't a complete lie. You really are not from this country. You are not from this world at all.
I don't remember that.
What do you mean you don't remember that?
That the protagonist was isekai'd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember that happening.
Damn. Okay.
How wonderful. I'll look forward to picking your brain later. All of my servants come from the nearby village. Their tales are all the same, and so are their superstitions. I could do with a breath of fresh air. My last lady's maid told me I was too impetuous, but I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a bit of adventure. Not that I've ever been afforded much of that. I've been shut up in here for so long. I hardly ever get the chance to talk to other girls my age. My last lady's maid was older than me, and so were the one before her, and the one before her.
Some of the princess's fair mood seems to dissipate as she speaks, her expression turning by degrees into something rather more pensive.
Oh, sorry, wait. But I haven't seen any of my old lady's maids in a while, or any of the other servants for that matter. They've all disappeared.
Now, that is quite curious. How could a whole household full of servants simply disappear?
Her dress is like a shark.
True, yeah. Ellen?
That, I don't know. This castle was full of servants once. My lady's maids, and my undermaids, and my scullery maids, and my housekeeper and my cooks, and a large retinue of retainers. They're all gone now, though. I think my ministers must have sent them away. I don't know why they would have done that, though. They didn't explain it to me. But then again, they never explain anything to me. They still treat me like a little girl. It is so tiring.
She said that her ministers sent her servants away. What of her parents, the king and queen? Would they not be the ultimate authorities in the castle's hierarchy? Huh, true though.
They would, yes, if they were still alive. But they are not. They died a long time ago. I was raised for most of my life by my servants.
Oh, you answer, and then you flush. You hadn't known.
It's alright. You don't need to apologize. I'm just happy that I have you now. I was getting sick and tired of only having my dolls to speak to. They aren't the best conversational partners.
You can imagine so, yes. You doubt any doll, even one made by a talented artisan with an intelligent face indistinguishable from a human's, would be very good at answering back.
Oh no, they aren't. They're hopeless at it, really. They're so stony-lipped. You've no idea how much of a relief it is to see you. This castle is so big, and without my servants, it feels so very empty. It gets so lonely here. Ah, title drop.
Title drop!
The end.
Now, that is an interesting turn of phrase. Indeed it is.
Ooh.
It catches inside your head like a burr. A burr? A purr. Sorry. Have you heard it before? Yeah, we just said it out loud. You do not have much time to ponder this, however, because the princess is speaking anew in that curiously conversational manner of hers which does not seem particularly princessy. Maybe she learned how to speak from her servants. That would explain why her consonants are so unrefined.
Oh, but listen to me, yammering on again. It's a bad habit. I really must put a stop to it. You're probably tired, dear one, from your travels. Would you like me to show you to your room? Yes, the princess announces before I can say anything in reply. I think I'll just do that. I might show you a bit around the castle first, though. It's like a maze in here, and I wouldn't want you getting lost. You'll be staying here for quite some time, after all.
The princess then hastens to take you on a tour of her home. Fortunately, she does not show all of the rooms in her abode, and neither does she offer overly long descriptions as to what the few rooms she does show you are used for. She does, however, pause by the kitchens, whereat she offers you some victuals. Once the growling belly has been satisfied, the princess then resumes her journey. She leads you down a dark, twisting hallway and up a series of equally dark, twisting steps until she arrives, at long last, before a door. The princess pushes this door aside summarily, thus permitting you entrance to a small, humble bedchamber. For a bedchamber, it looks very neat. This is for servants?
We have a fireplace.
We have a fireplace. We have china. We have paintings. We have a.
Oh, there's the bed.
That's bad. The bed is very humble, though.
True.
It looks like a towel.
This chamber is not half so opulent as the grand bedroom in which the princess resides, with its resplendent four-poster and its richly patterned wallpaper. This room's ceiling is not as high, and the singular bed shoved against the wall is thin and narrow. The walls are unassuming beige, and the floor beneath your soles is of wrapped wood.
Warped.
Warped? Oh, sorry, I read that as wrapped. There is a malodorous scent. Malodorous.
Time to search up what that word means.
Sure, go ahead, I'll be waiting.
Unpleasant smell. Great. Thanks.
There is a malodorous scent too, which hangs in the air, one of disuse and general decay. You get the feeling that nobody has slept in this room for quite some time. That might explain why it feels so very cold in here. Though, if the princess's tour of her castle has taught you anything, it is that it is cold in every room in her abode.
Now, here we are, the final stop of our tour. This will be your room, dear one. I hope it is. I hope it's to your liking.
No, it smells bad.
The princess, despite her exalted status, looks somewhat uneasy as she observes you, her eyes upturned like those of her loyal dogs. Is she concerned about your reaction to this room? Perhaps she is afraid that you will turn your nose up at her kindness. For a princess, she is awfully eager to please. This unexpected contrast between the princess's lofty title and her ingratiating attitude makes you smile. The room is rather scanty, yes, when it comes to its contents, but it is more than passable. It has a roof and 4 walls, and though it is cold, you fancy you will feel warmer once you have slipped beneath the bed's sheets. Are we forgetting that we have a freaking fireplace in the room?
Maybe they'll mention it?
The room is not quite so fancy as your dormitory at the conservatoire, and neither is it so large, but it does have one glaring improvement over your previous lodgings. You will not be expected to share it with anybody else. That's it, dude! I mean, I get it though. I shared my a room with my sister back then for as long as I can remember.
I
It's
still
nice
sleep
to
with
have
my
my own
family
room.
members. I don't have my own room yet.
Oh yeah.
I
I
recently
I
just
will
have my
wish
own
you good luck
room.
on your new room.
No, I need a house first. We need a house first. Wait, yeah.
I will give you luck on searching for a house.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. House furnishing is hard. Not gonna lie.
True. Also moving
True.
myself a
Not
bit.
gonna lie, it's like it's getting harder these days, especially with the rise of money.
Okay,
Yeah.
I cannot center myself for some reason. Anyway, have you read this line?
No.
We- oh,
There is only one bed in this room, and this bed is to belong to you. You think that the peace and quiet will do you a world of good. You tell the princess as much, and she smiles.
That's good. I was worried you wouldn't like it. I know it isn't much to look at, but it's one of the nicest servants' rooms we have in the castle. Most of the maids sleep beneath the roof, in this teeny tiny room, which is all cramped. There's 10 beds up there, and they're so close together, there's barely any room to pass between them. I thought it was perfectly ghastly when I saw it the last time I went up there. Not that I was supposed to be up there. It was a rainy day, and I couldn't go outdoors, so I was doing a bit of exploring. If the housekeeper had known I'd been skulking around, I don't think she would have been best pleased. Well, in any case, nobody sleeps up there anymore. The scullery maids are all gone now. I couldn't put you up there, though, in the attic with all those empty beds. I didn't think it'd be very cheery. You're not just a scullery maid, you're my lady's maid. That means you'd serve good lodgings. It'd be an insult to offer you any less than this. Now, it's getting late. You'll have to forgive me for rabbiting on. I've heard it's something I tend to do. It's a bad habit, one that's unbecoming for a lady. The housekeeper's warned me enough times.
You reassure the princess to the contrary, smiling as you do. You do not mind if she talks too much. That is better than not talking at all. Her affable nature makes it easier to spend time with her. Manners be damned. Manners be damned indeed. You were always scolded too back in the conservatoire for your behavior. Why? You know full well how aggravating it can be to be upbraided, not for any particular misdemeanor, but for being yourself.
Well, I'm glad you understand. The princess answers with a giggle. I should really be off though. It's bad manners to keep you, especially when you look so sleepy. Get some rest. We can talk more tomorrow, if you don't mind my ceaseless prattle. I'm glad you seem to appreciate it, at least. Though, I'm sure you'll get tired of it eventually. All of my old maids did.
The princess departs, and in her absence, you take a seat upon the bed, your new bed. You cannot help but think that this is all happening very quickly. It does not seem like very long ago that you were still in the forest, running for your life amongst the tall, imposing trees with their gnarled, grasping branches. The forest might as well be a distant memory now, though. You are indoors, inside a castle no less, and you have been given a room in which to sleep and clothes that you might wear. It seems premature still to declare that you are out of the woods, in a metaphorical sense, I mean, but things could certainly be worse. You force yourself to stand on legs. Yourself to stand on legs which feel too weary to support you, and change into nightclothes hanging in the wardrobe. The nightclothes do not fit you perfectly, but you are too tired to care about that. You are too tired to care about much of anything. You retreat to the bed and slide beneath its sheets. Then you let your eyelids fall shut. You exhale, and lulled by the breeze which blows outdoors, you fall asleep. You are so very tired. Your sleep is a deep, dark one, darker even than the furthest abysses of the night time. Like the nighttime sky, however, which shimmers with stars, your sleep is not devoid of those prismatic fragments of you humans call dreams. Though in this case, I rather think your nocturnal imaginings are worth rather more than that. They are not dreams, are they, to which your slumbering mind is subjected? You know that they are not. Otherwise, your body would not be so very cold, not so clammy. The images that flicker beneath your closed eyelids, like the ghostly images in a
Phenakistoscope. What is that?
in a
Phenakistoscope.
phenakistoscope.
It's a circular disc with images that appear to move when viewed through a series of slots. Oh!
That
the
thing
disc
that we
thing
used
where you
so long?
spin? It's like a disc you
The-
spin. Oh my god.
It's the spinny thing.
Yeah, it's the
the
thing
telescope.
spinning thing.
It's this telescope spinny thing, right?
It's a disc. It's a
It's
disc
not the
that
telescope.
spins. Wait, I know there's like some YouTube short showing of this one guy who like draws a few lines on like a plate as it turns and then it looks like it's moving. Wait,
Oh, that one. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, I know.
yeah. Also, yeah, that.
You spin it to make it animate.
Yeah, it's the spinny thingy, but like
Spinny thing.
yeah.
Anyway, I have not finished reading
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Like the ghostly images in the phenakistoscope were not conjured from within your mind. They were, instead, taken from your memories. You are not merely dreaming, you are remembering. You remember the girls who slept in your dormitory and how they always hastened to use the shower first, so you were last for breakfast. You remember how, when you finally did arrive at the dining hall, the most desirable morsels had already been snaffled up by the girls who got there earlier. You struggled to find a seat once you finally did get your hands on some food because nobody ever wanted to sit with you. The other girls all acted like you were a leper, save from when they wanted favors. They never asked for these favors, mind, for why would they? To them, your father's prestige did not matter. They were all wealthy ladies too, many of them wealthier than you. When everybody has their airs and graces of a princess, how is anybody supposed to stand out? You stood out the least in your class, perhaps because you were one of the smallest, the fairest, the slickiest, who always came down with colds in the winter.
It's frailest and sickly, yes?
Sorry, sorry.
It's
sorry.
okay.
I couldn't read that properly, god damn it. Your poor health did not stop the other girls from treating you as a servant, though, when they remembered that you existed, of course. Poor girl, damn.
Wow, it feels way too real.
I'm sorry, I cannot feel. It was your lot in life, that as you dwelled within the stone walls of the conservatoire, to carry school bags across the field like a pack mule. Like a mule of all things? Dude. Then, come the evenings. The girls in your dormitory had you sewing on missing buttons and ironing out the creases and wrinkles in their uniforms. If there was an odd job that needed performing, you would always be asked. But these girls did not ask you. That would have been too civilized. They ordered you instead, and as they ordered you, they laughed at you. They laughed and they laughed and they laughed. The laughter hurt, but it hurt considerably less than the kicks did, and the slaps, and the pinches. Once during an embroidery lesson, one of your classmates had an accident with her sewing scissors. She stumbled, or at least she pretended to, and before you knew it, the silvery blades of those scissors were embedded in your left palm.
Ouch.
This happened quite some time ago, when you were even littler than you are now, but you can still remember it. It hurt a lot. The scissors were sharp and they perforated your skin, not all the way down to the bone, but enough to bleed. Your wound bled bright red like strawberry jam all over your embroidery. Aww, embroidery is hard, dude. All that hard work. Then, when your professor saw it, she shrieked. Her face turned pale as way and shocked, and she looked for a few moments as though she might faint, though you were the one who was in pain. Your professor looked at your face. She could not bear to look at your hand, then demanded to know why you could not be more careful. Her tone had been an accusatory one, almost as if you had stabbed yourself in the hand with your scissors to goad her.
Bro,
The pain in your hand hurt, but the giggles of your persecutors hurt all the more. They never were punished for that. Perhaps your professor did not care enough to punish them. Perhaps she, like everybody else, thought it was all your fault. The wound, when all was said and done, was not too deep. You did not even need any stitches. It healed well enough in time on its own, though it still left a scar, a white raised thing like a crescent moon. You still have that scar. You do not know how much blood you lost. Probably not a lot. It seemed like a lot. Back in the classroom, you could smell it in the air, sharp as iron. But it could not have been that much, evidently. If your wound had been more serious, perhaps your professor might have cared. I doubt, kinda. Perhaps your classmates too would have felt some modicum of guilt over what they did. But this seems very unlikely. You know that your blood meant nothing to your classmates. Why should it? If you meant next to nothing, then the blood in your veins was, if such a thing is possible, even more inconsequential. You feel disoriented when you wake, at long last with the rising of the sun.
So, this is where I would usually end in my playthroughs. My question is, do you want to go a little further or do you want to end here?
Honestly, I don't know. Because if we were to continue here, I still have stuff to do.
Alright, I guess we'll just end it here then. This is very fun.
Alright.
Any thoughts on this game so far? There's a lot. It's a lot more novel than the visual novel thing.
Yeah,
I think it's me.
I can say that. I don't really have any particular feelings about it though.
Thoughts on the princess?
I think she's cute.
I like the princess. She's my favorite.
I don't know why. I don't have any particular feelings on her either.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna end stream now. Bye bye. Chat if they